reminder that we had the Froggy 101 pickup truck. It was white and accented with green webbed feet and our big logo. Shelby and I were still going to the bar. I was newly 21, so she decided that she'd do the driving so I can do the more fun. It was karaoke night at Shenanigans in Lake Harmony, and the table next to us was really rowdy. Tourists, I thought, forgetting that just 3 years earlier, I had lived in these great Pocono Mountains and the tourists were our bread and butter. But the proximity to the table next to us and the good lookingness of the guys that were sitting at it led to some good friendly conversation. Yeah, Philly. Yeah, skiing. Yeah, we ate breakfast at your best friend's parents next door. Us? Oh, we're locals, sort of. Just came from a concert. We work in radio. See, our backstage passes. James? Oh, hi, James. Nice to meet you. You know, you're a really good singer. So a little while later, on the way back from emptying out some Yingling lager, I saw a stack of binders, pages and pages full of small print with song titles stuck together in sticky sheet protectors. And I remembered that I overheard James say that he didn't like when people did the standard karaoke songs. I saw some pencils, I saw some blank slips, inspiration struck. So James was surprised when the DJ called him back up to the stage again, but like a champ, our Philly friend walked up to the stage as the DJ announced the song he was supposed to sing, Love Shack. He took the mic, he looked around, and he looked right at me. This song is going out to the girl who eats fettuccine alfredo at 11 o'clock at night. He was on to me. I looked down at my creamy concoction. I felt fat and embarrassed, yet excited at the attention, and I took another bite as he rocked to the B-52s and told some jokes, and the crowd just went crazy for him. So I turned to his buddy and said, "He's funny." To which his buddy said, "Well, yeah, he's a comedian. He's supposed to be." So, and the comedian also didn't mind the fettuccine alfredo too much when he leaned over a little bit later and stuck his tongue into my throat. So, after the last pitcher had been emptied, the last noodle had been slurped up, the last karaoke song botched, James and I had exchanged phone numbers on karaoke slips where we replaced email addresses for song titles. And then I went back to the warm, froggy pickup truck where my patient friend was waiting. So a few weeks later, got a phone call. We're in the Poconos again, skiing. Maybe we can hang out. Maybe we can. Maybe we can finish what we started. So I drove the 40 minutes down Route 115, made a left on Route 940, and pulled into the driveway of this glorious house that I used to pass every day on the way to elementary school, and I always begged my mom to move into that house. It had a big garage out back with housing on top of it, and I thought, just like Cody did in Step by Step, when I turned 16, I could move out back. I had it all planned. So I knocked on the door, and a girl opened with a broken smile and lots of freckles. "Howdy," she said. But then she couldn't contain her laughter anymore, and she spit out a pair of one of those Bubba teeth, and she wiped slobber off her face and invited me in and walked me down the hallway to a rustic living room where James and his buddy were still laughing at her mountain man joke. So after some drinks, after some shots, after a few rounds of the vocabulary bluffing game Balderdash, I became the definition of young, promiscuous, wild, and carefree as I followed him back to my dream guest house. And aisles of cots greeted me, and it reminded me of Girl Scout camp. Yes, I was a Girl Scout at one time. We had our whole pick of all the beds in this abandoned hunting headquarters. So we picked one, we did what we did, and then we headed back to the main house. The taxidermy-filled living room was empty, so Dave and I James, I'm changing names. So, how embarrassing for Dave, who just got outed. this guy, David James, we retreated together to his guest room for the night. The twin bed there was too small for 2 people, so we grabbed all the comforters and sleeping bags and sheets and made this big cozy pile, and we cuddled there together and passed out. Sometime in the middle of the night, we woke up and we were animals. Then we fell back asleep, and when I woke up in the morning, I just didn't feel, oh shit. Well, at least it wasn't shit. Sticky. I had to wake him up. So after I shook him, I said, and just kind of pointed. It had been there for hours. It was caked on. You couldn't wipe it off. This needed to be scrubbed. And don't even get me started on the linens. You know, my hookup wasn't mean about this, but we both knew what this meant. I didn't want him to hug me goodbye. I felt gross. I felt cold, slimy. I needed a shower and I didn't want to take it there. So I retreated. Stoic does and bucks and hunting trophies stared at me as I did my walk of shame out to the car, to my own big animal, the big Mr. Froggy, because yes, I was borrowing the Froggy pickup truck again for a booty call. I headed north back to Wilkes-Barre, and about halfway home it hit me, oh fuck, he's a comedian. This story's gonna be told on stage one day.